34. He was here for 20 years, and his funeral, I understand, had several thousand people at it. And God greatly used him in this area. Then his son, Gordon Davis, you heard yesterday about the fact that Gordon put together a system of homiletics that is still used in many quarters today, greatly used system. And then when I was here, you haven't heard much about him, was Dr. Patterson. How many of you were here when Dr. Patterson was here? Let me see your hands. Now, he's the one, in my judgment, who really looks like a president. You know that? Handsome guy with gray hair. Now, his wife, how many of you remember his wife? She was an incredible fundraiser. She scared me half to death at this place. When I came as a young student, I was a young, about 18-year-old student. She heard I was an Italian. And so she came up to me one day and said, "You're Italian?" I said, "Yes." And she said, "Were you a Roman Catholic?" I said, "No." She said, "Were you born in Italy?" I said, "No." And she said, "Do you speak Italian?" I said, "No." And then she said, "Well, you'll work." And I had no idea what she was talking about. And so she took me with her, with several others, to give my testimony. My testimony could be given in about 2 minutes, by the way. But I always admired how she took an offering. She took an offering at one church we were at, and she had it counted. And she got back up and said, "We don't have enough money." And so she sent the plate through a second time. And after about 4 or 5 weeks of my traveling with her, she didn't invite me to go back. I think my testimony wasn't all that great, probably. But she was quite a leader in her own right here at Davis College. Following that was Dr. Rob, and of course we talked about Mrs. Rob yesterday. This building is named in his loving memory of Dr. Rob, the Rob Activity Center. Many people do not know this, but Gordon Hay was interim here for 6 months prior to Dr. Kroll's coming. And Pastor Hay was the pastor of the Central Baptist Church here in the area. Then, of course, the arrival of Dr. Kroll. We've heard much about him. And then Dr. Miller was the interim for about a year before Dr. Linebaugh came. Then Dr. Linebaugh came, and he was here until 1998. Then Dr. Miller, and we've heard a lot from Dr. Miller. And I came April of 2008. I came from sunny Florida to the beautiful area of Binghamton, New York. And I moved in here on a snowstorm. And I remember trying to get the stuff off the truck and into the place, and I thought, Lord, I hope you are really in this after coming from beautiful South Florida. But I love being here, I really do. I'm delighted to be a part of Davis College. Let me talk to you a little bit about the mission and the vision of Davis College and the core values. And the things I want to talk to you about now have to do with our college and where our college is at. First of all, I want to talk to you about the mission of the college. We have a mission statement at Davis College. This talks about the what of Davis College. What is Davis College here for? Davis College is a Bible-centered higher education institution committed to make an impact upon the world for Jesus Christ. And there are 2 key words in this sentence. One key word is the word fostering of Christian character. We cannot make people good Christians. You can't do that. But we do want to foster Christian character and the equipping of students. And so if you asked us, what are we doing at Davis College? We are fostering Christian character, and we are equipping students to be men and women of God when they leave here. And that's what we do at Davis College. We want to do that with the knowledge, the competencies, and the skills needed in an ever-changing world for service and leadership within the church, Christian organizations, and society. In a sentence, we would say Davis College is an academic institution providing biblically based theological education, training students for evangelical Great Commission work. And we at the college regularly examine how are we doing with that. And we did a survey not too long ago of pastors, for example, and we have found that in about a 125-mile radius of the college, there are 89 people pastoring churches in 89 different churches in a 125-mile radius of Davis College. And I'm very thankful for that. And we have a number of young people here right now that God's got preaching all over them. Now, that's not the only thing that we do. But I want you to know that just as the college was founded on that kind of a principle, we are doing the same kind of thing today. And if you notice the words fostering and equipping, that's what Davis College is about. So the role, you heard about vision today, the role of the president of the college is really to cast the vision of the college. Where are we going? We're talking about what we are and who we are, but where are we going? Where is the college heading? And this is the vision of the college. This is something I presented to the President's Cabinet, and they voted unanimously to do it. It was presented to the Board of Trustees, and the Board of Trustees have voted unanimously. When we talk about where we're going, this is the vision of the college. In 5 years, Davis College is a recognized leader in undergraduate biblical and theological higher education. May I say that we are a Bible college. We do not intend to be different than a Bible college. We're not planning on being a Christian liberal arts college. When I came and was interviewed by the Board of Trustees, I made it clear that was my feeling and that was their feeling as well. We're a Bible college. Bible is premier here. And so we want to be an undergraduate biblical theological higher education across the Northeast region. Now we have from our college, I think, 17 or 18 states and students represented here right now. But most of the students we have are from New York, they're from Pennsylvania, they're from the Northeast. And this college in many ways is located here in the Northeast region of our country. And although our graduates go all over the world and are serving, the fact is, many of these are from New York. How many of you here are from New York State? Let me see your hands. Put your hands up high. There they are. They got tap money too, by the way. How many of you are from Pennsylvania? Let's see. And how many of you are from California? One. Let's see. Northeast. It says here we are enrolling over 500 students. Now, last year, not this past year, the year before, we had 441 total enrolled in the college. The difference between total enrollment and full rate, block rate students, and we'll talk about that in a minute. At the board meeting this week, I'm going to talk about how we can get to 500 block rate students, not just 500 students altogether. But we are right now, if we add up all the students we have at Davis College, somewhere around 400 students at the college. And the goal is to train in Christian ministry through programs offered of study. And this is very key at Davis College. We're doing this on home campus, at local teaching sites, and online. In other words, there are 3 ways now to go to Davis College. You can come here on site, and we still say the best way to go to Davis College is to come on site. Secondly, at local teaching sites, and we'll talk about some teaching sites we have in just a few minutes. And then online, we are fully approved now to go online with our program. Also, it speaks about distant learners. That's part of the vision. We're debating whether or not we really need virtual classrooms when we have the online and teaching programs going as they are. But that's part of the vision of Davis College. The second part of the vision of Davis College is that we are seeking final approval, and we are in the embryonic stage on this, for our graduate MA programs in counseling and church development. Undergraduates would opt into distinctive work study programs that we have. But I want you to notice that we are very interested in counseling, clinical counseling. Students that graduate from here with a bachelor's degree and either go on to get a master's degree, and we'd like to have them do that right here at Davis College if they wish. And secondly, with church development, we thank God for the many churches that are around, but we need churches today. We need preachers today. And so we're looking at doing a master's program in church development. The third part of our vision talks about Davis College transforming its home campus through construction or acquisition of an expanded venue for the college chapel, conferences, and community services. Many of you yesterday took a tour down to the Crisfield campus, and that was a campus that was heavily damaged by the flood, and we are really delighted that we were able to purchase that. The board voted unanimously to do that. We feel that shortly we will probably be moving into the sanctuary. And there's a lot of other things we're going to be doing down there, but we look forward to having that building as there's 4 buildings there as a big part of what we're doing here at Davis College. When this was written, that purchase had not taken place, so you can look on this vision statement and see that we have done that, we have acquired that. And by the way, that was a vision that began before my time here. I think with George Miller it began, and Ron Hebner, our buddy Ron Hebner, was a big part of that. But we're delighted that we have that. And I must tell you the story. When we purchased it, there was another church in town that wanted to purchase that. And they had cash money to be able to do that. Cash money to go down and purchase that. And they were going to be able to get it give money to the Catholic Church for $200,000 more than what we were offering. And Davis College had no money. We had 0 money. And we went down by faith to purchase it. And the priest said to me, he said, now, speaking at Davis College, he said, your college, you're Christians like we are, is what he said. And so we want you to have this building. And I looked at him, I said, oh, okay. And so we got the building. The church did not get the building. And I am thankful, by the way. I don't know how God worked all that out. I don't know how we are like the Catholic Church at all. But that was his feeling on that. And we were able to purchase the building to the glory of God. So we pray about that. There's much work to be done on that. And we're thankful for that. The last part of the vision is this. The vision is that we want to impact the world for Jesus Christ. And if you look at the last part, it speaks about annual scholarship awards. One of the things to understand about most of the students who come to Davis College is that they need scholarship help. And I think the number is 91% of the students who come to Davis College, 91% of them need to have scholarship help. And so we need to raise money constantly to fill in the scholarship need. When we do not have enough money in scholarship, then the money we give to them is simply discounted out of the general fund. And so what we want to do is consistently build that scholarship program. And for those of you that are in the area, on October the 22nd, we're going to be having a major event down at Doubletree, and we're inviting you to come if you can come. And we're going to try to raise some of the money toward what we need in the scholarship program. We're way off where the $500 that we need to have here, $500,000, not $500 million, $500,000 that we need. But we are gradually getting there. So if you can come and help us with that, that would be terrific. And then we said, okay, we have this vision, let's put it into a succinct statement. And so I asked one of our word craftsmen, Dr. Colton, wherever you may be at, to put this into 25 words or less. He did it in 26 words or less, which is not bad. Davis College is impacting the world for Jesus Christ like never before, fostering Christian character and equipping students with the knowledge, the competencies, and skills that are needed for service and leadership within the church, Christian organizations, and society. With God's help, this vision will become a reality. And that's what we're setting out. That is the vision that's been approved here at Davis College. Now, the other issue then is, who are we? Who is Davis College? And the core values have been in place at this college for years. I want to go over the core values of Davis College. This is who we say that we are. These are the core values that are held and shared by the Davis College community. Number one, we have a commitment to the inerrancy and the authority and the sufficiency of the Scriptures. Two, a commitment to worship God and to pursue Christ-likeness in actions and attitudes. The theme of the college is pursue God. Three, a commitment to the practice of personal holiness, professional integrity, and adherence to the highest spiritual and ethical standards. Four, a commitment to respect the worth and dignity of all humankind and to create a college representative of our society's ethnic, cultural, and racial diversity. Next, a commitment to foster a cooperative and caring community that encompasses staff, faculty, and students and develops the potential of each. A commitment to offer a relevant curriculum. That's one of the great challenges of a college like ours. The world is changing. We stand to our core values of the Bible. How do we offer a relevant curriculum? That is a challenge to the faculty and the academic team of this college constantly. We want quality instruction, serviceable facilities, and character-building activities for the personal and professional development of men and women called to serve in church and church-related ministries. And a commitment to an ongoing assessment. And by the way, that's a big issue in higher education today, the importance of assessment. Middle States Commission on Higher Education were just here this past week looking at two of our standards. Happily, we are in compliance with both of those standards, but constantly at the college we must assess everything that we do, and we must be looking at a regular basis at what the outcomes are. So a commitment to an ongoing assessment and planning process that will address current and future needs and developments of the programs of study offer will be practical and advance the kingdom of God worldwide. A commitment to compassionately minister to the church, society, and the world in general. Those are the core values that we have at Davis College that we are setting out by God's grace to do. Now, I'd like to spend just a few moments today talking to you about the people that are here at the college. I want to talk to you a little bit about the Board of Trustees of Davis. We are thankful for those who have seats on the Board of Trustees at Davis College. There are 24 seats altogether, and there are 19 of them that are filled at the moment. And I would tell you, these are some of the finest people around who are serving the Lord on the Board of Trustees of Davis College. Let me go through the names. A few of them I think are here today. Dan Campbell is the chairman. He is a partner and CPA with Cape & Krause. Cape & Krause is an agency that does a lot of the auditing of many of the colleges like ours around America. And Dan's been a part of this college for years. And Dan Campbell gives 200 hours a year volunteer work to Davis College. He's that committed to this college. And he is our chairman. He and I work very closely together. Every month we're on the phone probably 3 or 4 times at least, talking about issues. The vice chairman is Mike Sanders. I used to pastor the Open Air Church of Chambersburg in Pennsylvania for 25 years. And Mike is now the pastor there, doing a great job. He's the vice chairman. As a pastor, he also has tremendous background in development, and he is part of the development team here at the college. He's been on our board for 9 years. The treasurer of our college is Jeff Conklin. Jeff is a businessman, franchisee, we would say, of Wendy's and Harley Davidson. Most of the Wendy's this side of the Mississippi he operates. He's also going to the business of Lowe's Food Services as well. Of all the people I've ever worked with in my life, Jeff is one of the most courageous and godly men I've ever met, and I really appreciate him very much. Then we have Ken Barber. Ken is a businessman in this community, very well known. Ken is director of the Barber Memorial Funeral Homes in town. The first time I met Ken, he said to me, "I want you to know that our funeral home has buried 4 of the Davis College presidents." I said, "Well, thanks a lot, Ken. We're going to have a great relationship together." But what a blessing he is. He's on the executive council of the college. Jan Chandler, many of you know Jan. She is an overseer of the Carriage House Cafe, a Christian organization, and she's on the student development committee. Dan Babcock is the president of Modern Marketing Concepts. He is an outstanding entrepreneurial businessman in this area. I just spoke a few weeks ago at the chamber in town with the other presidents of the area. And the president of Broome mentioned the fact that Dan was a graduate there because they're doing some local business here, bringing in more jobs. I had the privilege of saying, well, he's on the board of our college, which is terrific. Kelly Cooper is self-employed in business in the area. She is a management consultant. She serves on our student development team. Bill Dykes, how many of you are Southern Gospel lovers? Let me see, how many of you? 3 or 4 of you, all right. He used to sing with the Cathedral Quartet. And now he's director of operations at the Open Air Church in Chambersburg. He serves on our nominating committee. John Farrell is with Exit Realty. John's business just this past month, I believe it was rated the #1 realtor in this community. And we're so glad for John on the board. Larry Gurley is a highly driven businessman from South Carolina. He does a lot for this college. He is a person that administrates a trust that is called Baptist Missions. And he has been a tremendous asset to Davis College. Solomon Massey is vice president, senior vice president of Massey Wealth. He helps oversee all the endowments of Davis. Pastor Ray Mitchell. Ray Mitchell is here. Where are you at, Pastor Ray? I saw you come in today. There you are. Stand up over there so everybody can see Pastor Ray Mitchell. He's been on, give him a round of applause. He has been on the board. He's been on the board for 1 year. We're so glad to have him with us from South New Milford. And he is on the student development team. Larry Reeser, who is the president of Global Focus International. He is one of the outstanding missiologists I have ever met. He has been a tremendous help to this college in so many areas. And he is on our development committee here at the college. We appreciate him so much. Terry Robertson, who is the executive director of Baptist Convention of New York. Terry oversees the Southern Baptist of New York and Southern New Jersey. A tremendous help to this college. Tom Scott has just come on. He is the president of Sky Angel Television Network. He lives in Florida. And Tom has already been a huge blessing to what we're doing here at Davis. Jerry Tracer, where's Jerry at? Jerry, stand up over there. Jerry is on the board of trustees. It says on here that Jerry is retired, but don't believe that for a minute, I don't think. And you pray he gets back in the will of God and comes back to Davis, by the way. I think we all want him back, right? But we appreciate Jerry so much. And this spring, by the way, at the commencement of Davis College, we're going to be honoring him with the honorary Doctor of Divinity degree, which is very, very deserving for Jerry. Pastor James Walter, would you stand, sir, right over here, my dear friend? Pastor Walters has been on the board for 22 years at Davis College. A great source of inspiration and wisdom. If you want to know about how to develop small churches, that's the man right there. Pastor Mark Dillon is on the board. He's on his first year. Pastor of Crossroads Bible Church. a church that is highly supportive of Davis College. And Jenny Chase, is Jenny here? I don't know, I thought I saw her come in. Jenny Chase is an owner of Jenny Chase Speaking, Christian organization, an outstanding woman in the area. She oversees much of the homeschool movement here in this community. So those are the Board of Trustees of Davis College, and we are very, very appreciative of all of them and what they do here at the college. The board meeting is going to be this week. It's coming up this week. That's why some of them didn't come in for this meeting, because they have to come in this week for our meeting. Now, having said all that, let me just talk to you a little bit about the finances of our college. God has been so good to us through all of the years, and I don't remember what speaker said it, but for 115 years, this college is still here. Isn't that a wonderful thing? God has blessed this college. Let me just give you these are some charts that I'm going to give you that we give to our commissions, that we give to the Board of Trustees. They're about ratios and how the college operates. Under net tuition dollars at the college, this last year, we will be billing $2.3 million. If you notice the bottom of that chart, it says that that's the percent tuition of that from block rate. In other words, the students that take block rate, which is 12 to 17 hours, 72% of them make up that number. So the money that's in the college for tuition really comes out of the block rate students. We have many other students beyond that, but the key to our college is the block rate students. Also, I'm happy to tell you that in private gifts, we've had record years the last 2 years. Last year, we kind of expected it because we had some money come in that we weren't expecting, a very, very favorable amount that came in. But this year, without having a lot of, when I say this year, ending June 30th now, without having a lot of extra money come in, we were able to raise $930,000. And that was a tremendous help to Davis College. Gene Reitmeyer is now Director of Development at the college, doing a wonderful work for us. But one of the things we need to do on a regular basis is constantly raise money. I forgot which president said it, all of us remember well having to raise money. And if it sounds like we're beggars, it's because we are beggars, all right? And every college president tombstone is going to say, and the beggar died. The permanently restricted endowment, which is the endowment at the college, this is a fund we want to continue to grow. It's been having good growth the last few years, and this past year it went down with the market as it is. It's 1.7 there. There's actually more money in the market, but that's the restricted endowment. It's at 1.7 billion, but we were able to release 77,000 of that, and that money went back into our college for things that we need. This is the one that I want you to pray about with me, all right? We have had a number of goals financially that we have set at Davis College, and I'll be talking to the board about this week, is what we call the primary reserve ratio. That's money that is in the bank, it's money put ahead in the bank, and we would like to see the college get to the place where it has about 5 months of money in the bank that would cover expenses. If you'll notice on that ratio, it says 0.12. To be healthy on that, we need to be at 2.0. And so that's the next step, that's the next stage of what we want to do here at this college, to raise funds and save money and put money ahead, so we're actually 5 months ahead. And so that's, if you want to really pray about something financially, that would be something to really put on your prayer list. Also, we're glad to report the unrestricted net assets have seen a tremendous turnaround. And this past year, they were at 613,000. These are assets versus the liabilities, and we're delighted that the unrestricted net assets are doing well here at the college. The key ratio that is given to all of to the Middle States Commission, to ABHE, the Department of Education, is what is called the financial ratio. And to be a healthy college, it needs to be at 1.5, and thankfully we're at 1.7. Last year we were higher, and last year we were higher because, again, of unexpected gifts that came in, but we are 1.7, so it determines if we're a healthy college, but there's constantly work that needs to be done. Now, having said that, I would like to spend a few moments today to talk to you about the faculty of Davis College, because the faculty really makes up the team. I read a book some years ago that was called The Dying of the Light. The Dying of the Light is a book that talks about what happened to the colleges, many of them in the Northeast, that began with the mission of being a Bible college, or a mission of a Christian organization like our college is, and other colleges were, and what happened to them. And the man did not write it from the standpoint of being a Christian, but he wrote it from the standpoint of saying, this is what happened. And he said what happened was usually there was a president that would come in, and he had a lot of great ideas, good Christian man usually, but his vision began to take the college away from its mission. The Board of Trustees bought into that. And then the Board of Trustees saw to it that people were hired on the faculty that would begin to take it away from the mission as well. It was his contention, once the faculty bought in, the college was basically gone of ever going back to its mission again. There are three things we want in college faculty at Davis College. Number one, we want godly people. We want people that have a great love for Jesus Christ, the kind of preaching you'll be hearing at this conference. We want people to have a walk with God, understanding what we have in Christ, the redemption we have in Christ. Secondly, we want our people here to understand the mission of this college. The man from Middle States was here last week, and he came into my office one day and he said, man, your people really get the mission. He said, every time I ask about the mission, it's like they're all over my neck about it. I was glad to hear that. We have a mission that we are on. And if somebody is teaching here that doesn't agree with the mission, then they ought not be teaching here. And thirdly, because we are a school of higher education, we want to have people on the team here that have qualifications properly to be able to teach at a college like this. And I would say to you that every person I'm going to introduce to you here right now is a godly person, understands the mission of this college, and they have the qualifications to be here. We've made the determination that any time in the future when we hire a chairperson that they are going to have their doctor's degree in place because we want to get the school at the place of higher education, but we want godly people with a mission. So I want to introduce some of our people. I don't want you to clap when they stand up because you all have your favorites, all right? So we'll clap at the end. That's what we're going to do. And when you stand, just remain standing for a moment. I want Doug Blank to stand up. Would you stand, sir? Where are you at? Doug's right over there. Doug is the Associate Professor of Intercultural Ministries. His PhD is from Wales University. And he is the chair of the Intercultural Ministries concentration. There is a brochure out in the lobby, by the way, about the upcoming missions conference coming at our college, and the community is invited to come. And you can get these out there if you want to talk to him about that. But he has a great vision for missions here at this college. Remain standing so you don't see him, if you would, all right? And then we want to have Charles Colton stand. Charles, if you would stand, sir. He's our good Yankee buddy back there. Everything you said about the Yankees, Dr. Miller, I agree with thoroughly. He is the Associate Professor of Organizational Leadership and the Chair of the Organizational Leadership at the college. He has a Doctor of Ministry degree, and he is the Chair of the Professional Division of Davis College. Scott Ladd has been leading our worship. Scott, where are you at, Scott? Scott? No, that's not Scott. There you are, back there. All right. Scott is the Assistant Professor of Arts and Worship, and he is the Chair of the Worship Leadership Concentration. He has his master's degree, and he's in the process of finishing his PhD degree sometime, right? Pretty soon, I believe. And Keith Marlette, if you would stand, sir. Keith is the provost of Davis College. He is the professor, also the chair of our counseling department. When we were looking for a provost, it was interesting. We had a search committee, and we interviewed a number of people, and he was right here with us, and the search committee recommended he become provost of Davis College. We're so glad he is here. He has his PhD. And then we also have Bonnie Novak. Bonnie, I'm not sure that Bonnie is here. She's from Syracuse. Pray for Bonnie. She's doing very well, but she had a stroke last year. So pray for her if you wish. She is assistant professor, and she chairs the Teaching English as a Second Language concentration. She is the chairperson also of the Liberal Arts Division of Davis College. She has her master's degree, and she's almost done with her Doctor of Education degree. Gil Parker is our academic dean and professor of Bible and chair of the pastoral division here of our college. Gil Parker is a tremendous resource. Many of the substantive changes that we have to write come out of his office with some of our team, and Gil is a tremendous resource. He has been here the longest of anybody on the academic team. Dan Rathnell hasn't been as a staff worker. I think Dan's 37 years and you're 27 years, I believe, right? Is that correct? And Chris Seeley, where are you at, Chris? Right back there. Chris is the chair of the Youth Ministries concentration and associate professor of youth, has his master's degree. Chris is a wonderful teacher. We have so many wonderful things we hear about Chris in his teaching. And Chris has been here, I think, 17 years. Is that right? How many? 50? 15, all right, 15, thank you, all right. He's a 49-year-old who's been here for 50 years, that's not bad. George Sider Jr., he and his wife, by the way, are celebrating their 40th anniversary. And he asked me if he could leave, and I said yes. And actually, it was 3 weeks ago, and they've been working on some stuff for our reports, and so he's gone for 3 days. Professor of Bible Studies. He was the chair of the Biblical Studies Division. He has his PhD degree, and also he's a tremendous asset to this college with our strategic plan. Shannon Burkheiser. Shannon, are you here? If you would stand, please. Shannon is part-time professor of Christian counseling. She has a master's degree. Bruce Aubrey is an adjunct professor of pastoral ministry at the college. He is a pastor of a very aggressive church up in Syracuse, a wonderful church. He has his doctorate of ministry degree. Debbie Bates is adjunct professor of early childhood education. And Debbie, are you here? I thought I saw you here. Maybe she had to step out. She has her master's degree. Bill Burkheiser is a local pastor who also is an adjunct professor of Bible. He has his master's degree. He's a great help to our students on preaching here at the college. Diane Campiello is adjunct professor of history. Would you stand, please? She has just recently been hired at our college, and she has her PhD from Cornell University. And she has a great love for this college. We're so glad to have her on the team. And Rick Kramer is director of the teaching sites of Davis, and he's adjunct professor of computer science and career development. And his PhD is in process as well. And Rick is right down here. Very good. Thank you, Rick. And also, I think I missed one here, Elizabeth Colton. She is the assistant to the registrar, adjunct professor of mathematics with her Master of Education degree. And we also have Sheila Eldridge, who is adjunct professor of organizational leadership. She has her master's degree, been a big help to this college. And she has a lot of other things in the community that are great help to Davis. Joanna Oster is director of Davis Online Learning, and she is the adjunct professor of communications professor at Davis College. She has her doctorate of education degree, and she oversees online learning, plus she teaches online for the graduate program at Liberty University. Nikki Post, student development officer, adjunct professor of Christian counseling. She has her master's degree. Nikki, where are you at? I know you're here. You've been here I don't think you went home last night. There you are. And Nikki probably gets to know the students better than anybody. And she does a tremendous job over there at the office. We're delighted that she is the chief of student development. Monica Schreiber is the adjunct professor of English with a master's degree. And Monica, if you would stand, wherever you may be at. You are, oh, there you are. Thank you, Monica. And Susan Van Deventer is our registrar, adjunct professor of communications and teaching English as a second language. She has her master's degree, done a great job as registrar here at the college. And also Patricia Wolf is adjunct professor of science. If you would stand, she is also a PhD from Cornell University, by the way. So those are the people that are overseeing this college and the faculty as teachers. They are committed to Christ. They're committed to the mission, and they're qualified. And many of them are continuing on to even become more qualified, and we appreciate them. So give them a great round of applause. I want to also say to you that we have a wonderful staff here at the college. We have a management team that meets weekly. And the management team, I want them to stand if they would. Christiana Carl, Dan J. Rathmill, Elizabeth Van Toll, Janet Wright, Jim Edwards. We outsource the IT. Jim works with an outsourced company that comes in. They do a terrific job here with that. Joanna Johnson, she's our nurse, and there you are over there. And Karen Rice. Karen is very involved with our food, so she may not be with us this morning. Larry Ellis, who directs our financing at the college. Jim Gates, Maureen Quinn, Joshua Morgan, Nikki Post, Rachel Jenks, Dr. Parker, Corey Adams, Jean Reitmeyer, Susan Van Deventer, Shelley Bryan, and also Rick Kramer. If you would all stand. And I want the rest of the staff of this college to stand right now. All the rest of the staff, and give them a great round of applause. All the staff, stand right now. Give them a great round of applause. I so enjoy coming to work here for many reasons. Many of the presidents have talked to you about the importance of the team that we have here and the students, that we are here for the students. But it really is wonderful working with these people. This is a joyful group to work with. We thank God for every one of them. They're Christians that love Jesus. They're professionals, and we appreciate them. Let me talk to you just a few minutes now about the development at the college. We have already said there are 3 ways that you can study at Davis: online, on-site teaching sites. And people often ask me, what are the greatest needs of the college? And I would say to you, the great need of the college probably is usually the general fund. Many of you that are here give to the general fund. I know that because I sign every letter. Many of the staff of this college give sacrificially to the general fund. Also, the scholarship fund is a huge need here. When you give to a scholarship, you are helping one of these students continue on with their education. And the third area is the capital campaign. And we have a campaign that is ongoing, raising funds for the Chrisfield campus. And so whenever you feel led of the Lord to send us a check, you can earmark it any way you want. But it's a tremendous help to this college. I sign the letters that come in. I sign them weekly when they come in. You know, last week there was a letter, a note that I signed from a widow lady who sends $10 every single month. Every single month she sends her $10. There was another one that I signed of an individual who lives many states away. He's an alumnus of this college. $10 every single month he sends in. I looked down at one of the letters and there was a $50,000 check in it. I got back up off the floor. Thank God for the check. And that was a wonderful gift in the college. I don't get many like that, but I thank God for that check. There are many people that give sacrificially. One time we wanted to honor a lady who was giving to the college. He said, no, don't do that. She said, I don't want any honor for this. And so many people are just like that. And so if you want to help this college financially, it's tremendous help. One of the burdens I carry as president, and the other presidents will understand this, you know, in our churches, we want to take care of our churches. We want to take care of our pastors, absolutely. We want to take care of all of our missionaries. But my question is, where does the Bible college fit in? Years ago, there was much more given to her at a Bible college. This last year, my number may be off, but I think I'm pretty accurate. With honorariums that have come in, or gifts from churches, I think about 80 churches, either through honorariums or gifts come in. I may be a little high on that, actually. Lord, do you know the answer to that? I think about 80 churches gave to the college last year, for which we're very, very thankful. But I want you to know that that's a great need here at Davis College. And so we pray, we see what God is doing, and God's brought us a long way with finances, for which we're very, very thankful. And again, I encourage you, if you can come October the 22nd to the DoubleTree for our special event. Let me just say a word to you about teaching sites, because these are really exciting. For years, I'm not even sure when they began it, but years ago, we began in the Capital Region, much before my time, and that area is growing now. We will have probably 100 launch students in the Capital Region studying Davis College material this fall. This includes Hudson Valley Consortium, McKeel Christian, Loudonville, Connect Point Ministries. One of the really exciting things that goes on is that in New York City, we are teaching now in 3 different languages. We're teaching in Manhattan in Spanish, we're teaching in Queens in Creole, and Brooklyn in French. And we have been approved by the state of New York now that they can get their full degree there and simply come on campus for a 3-hour class. We had a group come in not too many months ago. Dr. Parker taught them. I think some others were part of that. But what a delight to meet those people. And they're going to be getting Davis College credits and Davis College degrees now in New York City. And that is a marvelous, marvelous opportunity for our college. I appreciate Dr. Miller at North Syracuse. We have a teaching site. We're also calling us Christian, Oneonta Community. I think there's 12 of these sites that we have. And the other thing that is very exciting, that everybody needs to promote much. And if you go online, you can read about all of the stuff that we have online. But people want a degree, and they want flexibility, that do not live in this area necessarily. There is a 1-year Bible certificate. There is a 2-year TESOL certificate. A 2-year associate's or bachelor's accredited degree, now completely online at Davis College. And that is here because of the people who have written the substantive changes They've gone to the educators and the boards of regents to make this happen. And so thank yous to Dr. Parker, Dr. Oster, and Bonnie Novak, and all the others who've made that possible. I want you to give them a round of applause. That's a huge If somebody wants a teaching site, there's now a manual that has been written by our faculty and team where you can take it and look at it. Maybe some of you might say, well, we'd like to have a teaching site at our place. Let me say to you, though, that when you do that, it's important to understand there's a lot of work that goes into a teaching site, but we certainly recommend it. I want the President's Cabinet to stand right now as well, the President's Cabinet. And I especially want to introduce to you today Charles Dresser. Charles, if you'd stand right now. Charles, we just hired Charles. He is Vice President of Enrollment Management at Davis College. He comes to us from Moody Bible Institute. And we are so thankful to have him on the team. His wife is named Bobby, which is the same as my wife, by the way. And she is planning on moving over with him. But give Charles a great welcome to Davis College. And then the Cabinet of Davis College, the President's Cabinet, I want you to stand, if you would, please, all of you that are in the room. This is the President's Cabinet. Charles, you're on the Cabinet. You're supposed to stand right now. And let's see, he's not very obedient, but we're glad he's here. And somebody's missing. Who's missing? Oh, Dr. Snyder. He's away. That's right, Dr. Snyder. Okay. We are on radio as well. Many of you listen to our broadcast on WPEL, but we're on several radio networks, and we're looking at doing more radio, basically to promote the college. Okay, we have a program called Chapel Talks, which really deals with the chapel services that we have here at Davis, and so we are thankful for that. There's literature out in the lobby as well about our radio broadcasts. There's various ways that you can connect with the college. So let me just say this to you. Many people say, what can we do best for the college? When we say pray, that's not just a statement to make. We really need your prayers. Colleges like ours are facing major events in the days to come. We have our core values, we have our mission, we have our vision. We say we know where we want to go, we believe where God wants us to go. Sometimes God redirects the vision, but these are troubled days. This is not the America of Grandma, Grandpa, or even my life when I was a child. This is a different world we live in today. And so this college needs a lot of wisdom as we move ahead, as we see what God has for this place. You've heard, one of the things we wanted to get across today from these presidents that did a super job with it, is that we want you to understand that this is a place of a great heritage. When you come to Davis College, and if you've been here a while, you know what I'm talking about. You're part of the family. It's a family you feel. It's very much part of what your history has been. And when I come back on the campus, I can walk around here, look at things and say, hey, let me tell you what happened here. It could be a silly story, it could be a life-changing story. And so what we want to do is continue that, and to a greater extent, we want our college to become really what we might call a great Bible college, an example college. We have ratios that we put together internally, and we say to get to where we really want to go to is a 5. I would say we're probably at a little bit beyond 3 right now. We've got a ways to go. And the next generation that comes, they're going to have their way to bring it down. But it's the same thought that was begun here 115 years ago. So pray for the college and pray that we can move ahead in a very challenging world today as your Bible college. Also, I really do encourage you to give to the college, give financially to the college. You may not have a lot, you may have a little, whatever you have, but give financially to the college, because this college is a place that needs your giving. Pray for my wife and I. Every weekend, I would say 48, 49 weekends of the year, I'm preaching in a different church somewhere. And I really only take engagements now where it's for the college. Now, once in a while I'll go somewhere because a friend wants me to come, but I'm going for the college's sake. I talk about the college and preach and try to connect that church with the college. This summer I do a lot of Bible conferences, and again, it's great to be there and do Bible conferences, but we really want to promote the college. Pray for Charles, because he is now involved with the enrollment program of the college, and our new development director, Gene Reitmeyer. They have a lot on their plate. Pray for Dr. Marlette as he oversees the academics of this institution. But we need to band together to pray and to give to make this place everything that God would have it to be. And I cannot tell you how excited I am about being here.